What is up, guys? This is IELTS Wala, your all-time IELTS partner, and today I am back with an important video for every IELTS candidate who are preparing for their IELTS and who want to take their IELTS exam in a very upcoming days. So, well, guys, I want to tell you that as you know, IELTS exams are cancelled due to this lockdowns, but IELTS exams are not cancelled everywhere. IELTS is an international English language testing system and it follows all the guidelines. And in some countries, in some cities as well, there is no lockdown due to which at that places IELTS exams are taking place with proper security measures. So I'm in touch with all these candidates, and from the sources, I come to know about the latest questions for writing and speaking, which is new for May to August 2020 as well. So it's a quite short video. I collected a lot of data for all these writing and speaking questions. It's not the all data because daily I'm getting new questions. So I will make one more videos as I will get new questions. So I will share new videos as well. But in this video, I'm going to share a lot of questions for writing and speaking, which will definitely help you, and you can easily go through all these questions and prepare for them as well. So let's get started. But before that, consider subscribing this channel IELTS Wala. I teach IELTS online through my live sessions, classes, webinars, and my YouTube videos for free. So to enjoy your complete IELTS course, subscribe now. I also share the latest updates regarding immigration, IELTS, visas, and other stuff. So subscribe now. And to get all these notifications for the latest updates and videos, press the bell icon so that whenever I will share a new update, you will get the notifications on your screens on the same time. So it's completely free and take only 1 second to subscribe. So go, what are you waiting for? Subscribe and press the bell icon, and let's get started. Well, guys, I'm beginning with IELTS speaking. Yeah, here's the part one, that is the interview question. That first question was, that is very common. What is your full name? Can I see your ID? That is your passport. Where are you from? Your location. Do you work or study? What are you doing nowadays? Do you prefer using a pen or a pencil to write? So what's here? Here is a part one topic, that is pen and pencil. And I hope that you all candidates are aware about this topic. All these questions are for this topic. That when was the last time you bought a pen or a pencil? Do you have a lucky number? Are you good at remembering numbers? Do you like mathematics in school? Were you good at math? Is it useful to you, or is it useful to you now? What? Maths. They are talking about maths. That usually the questions follow. So don't confuse in exam that they ask, is it useful to you now? So you will be confused. What they are asking? So they are asking about maths. So always be concentrated toward the question. They can ask these kind of questions. Okay. So is it useful to you now? Here asking, do you think you will use math in the future? That you will use maths in the future or not? What do you think? Okay. So getting back and moving to the next is QCA, that is talk about an article you read online that was about healthy living. It's the latest cue card, and in the cues you should say when you read it, what in particular it was about, what you learned from it. Next is part 2 discussion questions. First one is, do you think people follow the health advice in the articles they read? Is it easier now to lead a healthy lifestyle? Is being active, playing sports popular in your country? What do people do to keep fit in your country? Who is responsible for keeping people fit? Individuals or the government? Should the government provide health services free of charge to everyone? If you need any kind of assistance, guys, just drop a comment and I will try my best to help you guys out. Here is another speaking test question. Again, what is your full name, your ID, your location? And the next is, on what occasions people in your country eat cakes? Have you ever baked a cake? Do you normally have dessert at the end of your meal? That's a food, I can say. Do you like art? What kind of art is your favorite? Do you visit an art gallery recently or not? Next one is cue card again. Talk about an occasion when you couldn't use your mobile phone. It's a very common cue card. But when it happened, what happened to your phone and how it made you feel? And the follow-up question was, do you switch off your mobile phone often? Do you? Let me know in comments. Next is part 3 again, that what is a good age for children to start using mobile phones? Are there places where mobile phones are prohibited in your country? Do you think mobile phones can cause harm in certain places? Should there be areas where mobile phones aren't allowed? And do you think using a mobile phone can appear impolite sometimes? Do you think it would be impolite in another country or culture? using a mobile phone. Next is writing task 2. Yeah, here it is. It seems clear that obesity in today's society is to some extent due to the availability of fast food. Obesity means getting fat on your body stomach. So that is obesity. So they are saying that it is increasing nowadays to some extent because of the availability of the fast food. So should government place a tax on fast food to reduce the amount of fast food consumed or not? What do you think? Should it be more costly? Do you like fast food, or do you often eat fast food? Let me know in comments. And what do you think about this task two topics? Next is a speaking test for the part one. That is, what is your full name, your ID, where you're from, do you work or study, and then what do you like about studying? What subjects are you studying? Why did you choose to study that? Is it a difficult subject to study? Is this subject a popular choice in your country? What kind of job would you choose after graduation? Next one is cue card that talk about an occasion when you were forced to change your plans because of the weather. It's a latest cue card. I hope you guys all know. In the cues, you should say that when did this happen, where were you, what kind of weather was this, and explain why you had to change your plans. Part 3 was how does the weather influence people live? It was the follow-up of this cue card. Do you think that people mood can be affected by the weather? Do you think extreme weather events we are experiencing now are related to climate change? How has the climate change influenced your country? Do you think only the government should be responsible for dealing with climate change, or individuals too? What measures can be taken to tackle climate change on the government and individual level? These are the questions in the month of April and some end of March and in May as well. In some countries like Japan, Saudi Arabia, in Iran, in Pakistan questions are old as well, because nowadays there is also lockdown. Again, part one, that what is your full name? Can I see your ID? Where do you live? Do you work or you are a student? Do you learn art at school? Similar question of the previous test. Do you like art? What kind of art do you like? Have you ever visited an art gallery? Are art galleries beneficial for children? Let's talk about laughter. What kind of things make you laugh? Do your friends laugh at the same things as you? Is it important for people to laugh, and why? Yes, laugh now. And next is task two or part two. It's cue card. Talk about something you bought that was difficult to use at first. You must prepare this, because I think this cue card, on an average, this cue card is very common. Everybody get this cue card. What is it? When did you buy it? What does it do? Why it was difficult to use for the first time? One of our candidate given an example of Apple MacBook. He told that he had a difficulty in using Mac OS, because that is something awesome. Next is part 3. That is, do you feel that increase in production of consumer goods affect the environment? What are some of the effects of increased production on the environment? What are the main causes of damage to our environment? And do you think that the only governments are responsible for protecting the environment? Should large companies and organizations be more environmentally conscious? How? So here it is this and the complete huge list. You can see here the Titan Task 2 letter. It's for general training, that you relocated to a new country for work. Write your previous co-worker in your letter. Tell him or her where you live in the new country. Describe how you feel. Explain what you are doing at work. Invite him her for a visit. And the task 2 is, some people think that public libraries are necessary, while others believe that nowadays public libraries are no longer important. Why? What is your opinion? Tell me. Okay, so that is, next one is, you can see here, it's complete on your screens here now. Your name, your ID, your location, your interest. Do you ever live in the countryside? Interesting part of hometown, sorry. Do you like living in the city or the countryside more? What do you like about living in the countryside? Next is, oh my god, yeah. It's a cue card that talk about something that you borrowed from a person you know. Please say what you borrowed, when you borrowed it, why you borrowed it, and when you returned it, because you have to return that. Follow-up questions are: do you borrow things often? Do you borrow things often? Let me know in comments. Part 2 discussion is borrowing things good or bad in your opinion. Would you let someone borrow a valuable thing from you? Should people be keeping the things they borrow for a long time? Is it good idea to borrow books, or is it bad to buy your own? Here's a writing task. Task 1. It's again for general training. Write a letter to a friend who was coming over to your country to work for a 6 month. Letter should include a suggestions of a city, suggestions of a few jobs that my friend could do or that your friend could do to you. You have to write a letter, and options for this friend: make friends with the locals. Next is task 2. Some people prefer one-on-one lessons, right? While others prefer groups. Well, I want to tell you, when I have given my IELTS exam, it was the topic that was similar. My topic was that group learning and individual learning. So that is going similar common, that some people prefer one-on-one lesson while other prefer groups. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So see, guys, usually topics are reversed. The same thing, I got the topic that is individual learning versus group learning. So here's a similar question. I'm so happy to see this question. Next one is speaking. Part 1 was about work, art and laughter. The questions about art I have told you earlier, it's a part 1 topic, and laughter as well. Part 2 was describe an item you bought and found difficult to use for the first time. Again, I told you earlier this cue card. And third is part 3 is products and environment protection. Speaking part 1, do you live in a house or apartment? It's a very, very, very common question. What aspects do you enjoy? Why do you like maths? Again, same question. Do you use math in your daily life? Do you? 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. To talk about part 2, that is describe a day you were supposed to do something but the weather stopped you from doing it. Again, the same question, that your plan changed due to weather. So see, cue cards are also reversed. Don't be confused in exam. No, I haven't prepared this cue card, but that is same guy. What did you do? What else did you choose? What you wanted to do, and describe what you felt about it. So that is the end of today's session. There are thousands of questions because thousands of candidates take IELTS exams, so that is somewhat difficult to share all these, because if I speak as well, the video will be too much longer. So I will try to create a sample PDF file, or might be I will share in a next video as well. I will try my best to share a next video, because if there are some same question, then I will try to collect in a one part, and I can tell you thus that there was a question similar to this as well. So that is all about today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Now you can go through all these questions, try creating answer in your mind, because you may get any of these questions in your speaking. Do check my previous videos about IELTS speaking part 1 granted question. I can link this in description as well, and other videos about immigration, visas, IELTS update and all the complete stuff. So subscribe now. It is free to subscribe, and enjoy your complete IELTS course. Let me know if you need any kind of assistance in comment section. I will try my best to help you out. Leave a thumbs up and share it with everyone, so that everybody can come to know about these latest questions. Till there, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll meet you soon in my next video. Subscribe, press the bell icon. Bye bye.